Hey guys, it is Darth Knight here. I'm joined with one of my boys, but today is going to be a video about why I think Grow a Garden is dying. If you don't know, with anyone who has a pulse on this earth knows what Grow a Garden is. It's one of the biggest Roblox games, but it has been dying for the past couple of days. And I really wanted to kind of go over and kind of go into depth. I'm going to be yapping, so just beware. This game used to be big as hell when it first came out. It's addicting, especially with like the grow offline. But they've been adding a lot of stuff in this game that doesn't need to be in the game. And the first one I really wanted to talk about is going to be the Garden Ascensions. Now, Garden Ascensions is not it's not bad. It's a cool idea. But this is just like it's kind of just a no for me. I'm not a huge fan of Garden Ascensions. And for the reason being is he really does not sell like a whole lot. Like you have the save slot upgrade, you have a capacitor, pet inventory, cosmic inventory upgrade, plant inventory, and then you have fences. But there's no like seeds or like exclusive gear that would be in here. I feel like if they added that, a lot more people would be going here. Another thing I wanted to talk about too is going to be daily deals. They updated how it looks. It looks ugly as hell. No hate to anybody that likes it. But this one I feel like is a little more controversial on a lot of people's end. Daily deals is really cool. I think it's a really cool idea. But one of the issues that this has is going to be that they don't stock really like good seeds. They stock prismatics in the shop, but it would have been cooler if they would have like had, like exclusive like the Bone Blossom or like, exclusive divines, like a really, really, really rare chance. But instead, they just stock, kind of shitty seeds. I also really wanted to talk about the admin abuses. They rely too much on admin abuses to make their game huge. And this is another issue with like Steal a Brain Rot and Gag. No offense to Jalatse, the head admin or whoever the admin of this game. He really relies too much on admin abuses to make the game huge. And that's kind of why Grow a Garden is still here, is because the admin abuses make the game huge. Now, I wanted to talk about the new thing they added, and that's going to be the Pet Age Break 100, or over, however the hell you say it. They added this in the new smithing update, which no hate, this update sucks ass, no hate. But basically what this is let's say you have like two Disco Bees age 100. You lose one of those Disco Bees, but the Disco Bee that you put in first, it goes up in age. It's a cool concept, but it's fucking retarded. Not only do you lose a really good pet, but no one's really gonna give a shit if the age is above 100. Now, Aaron's gonna be cooking facts right here. What they should have done was they should have added. I thought of this 15 minutes ago before I started this stream, ranting about Grow a Garden. They should have added something called Mutation Pet Overlord, which, if you don't know what I'm talking about, basically what happens is, let's say you have like a Shibu Inu with like Corrupt, Tranquil, or Rainbow, and it has to be age 100. What you do is you put that in the mutation machine. And what it'll do is you put in like a Kitsune or Dragonfly or a Disco Bee. Like the Shiba Inu with Rainbow, Corrupt, or Tranquil, that pet gets deleted, but that mutation carries to the next pet. So let's say like you have a Shiba Inu with Corrupt, age 100. You lose that pet, but Tranquil carries on to the Dragonfly or the Disco Bee. I really, really feel like they should have done that because I'm not gonna lie, the pet age break shit, this shit kind of ass. And they also recently changed the map too. Instead of it holding 6, it now holds 4, which I feel like is pretty shit. I'm not really gonna lie. But I also wanted to talk about the transcendents that are in stock. Like we're gonna go to the shop right now. If you guys are wondering, I bought the Zebra Zinkle with Robux. Yes, I'm one of those kids. Don't judge. But this is something that I really wanted to talk about. It's like the Crimson Thorn, the Zebra Zinkle, and with the Great Pumpkin. Now, before I get into the Great Pumpkin, I am really disappointed in this seed. It's a single. It's not a single harvest, but it's like a single multi-harvest, where you pick it once and it grows back. It's not like the zebra zinkle, the maple resin, or the crimson thorn, or the trinity fruit, where it grows back or it grows more than one. This one strictly only grows one, and I really feel like they missed an opportunity with this seed. But I wanted to talk about Transcendence that are in the seed shop. If you guys don't know, Grow a Garden is part owned by D Big Studios. If you don't know what D Big Studios is, D Big Studios is a company that will buy very popular Roblox games. But they jam their fucking games full of goddamn game passes. Like, if you go to the shop, you see how much shit is just popped in with game passes. Like 2,000 Robux for 10 packs. That's crazy. That's crazy. That's insane. And like the Forever Pack, like they just jam this game full of just ads and ads and ads and game passes. But I wanted to talk about the Transcendence in the seed shop. I said that 4 times. I know, I'm getting lost track. The reason why the Great Pumpkin seed took so long to come out, and that's why on the last day of the Halloween update they released it, they're so money hungry when it comes to seeds that they want to see, I don't know if I'm correct on this, but they want to see how many people will kind of buy the seed with Robux, and then on the last day the seed is there, they're going to end up stocking it. I don't know if I'm right about that. But this is another thing with the Zebra Zinkle. The Zebra Zinkle has never been in stock. It may have been in stock one time. As I'm recording this video, it has never been in stock, I think. But they're really relying on admin abuses. And I also wanted to talk about the pass, the season pass. Now, yes, I grinded the shit out of the season's pass. I did the last season pass. But the reason why the season pass just is not worth it is you can see here, like, you get a magnifying glass, a friendship pot, an event lantern, like an armadillo, a horned red rose seed, Zenith seed pack. Like, there's really nothing in here that's, like, good. Like, you have the sprinklers, you have the level up lollipops, you have the seed packs, you have, like, jungle eggs and shit. But really, like, the only thing players really want in this is going to be, like, the Gold Thornspire or the Thornspire seed. And not to mention, if you want to skip all the fucking tiers, it's 1,500 Robux to skip all the tiers, which is kind of insane. Something I also really wanted to talk about also, once again, with admin abuses. You guys notice how whenever y'all do, like, an admin abuse, you notice how there's, like, 200 level up lollipops in stock. Now, I'm not gonna lie, it's good. We get some level up lollipops and shit in stock, but I feel like it's just kind of ruining, like, pet aging, because you're not really grinding pets. And like I said, they rely too much on admin abuses to make this game big. And as I'm recording this video, Grow a Garden has less than 200,000, the lowest it's ever been in time. And they're relying kind of like too much on admin abuses. They're adding stuff like fences, I feel like is It's aight. It's not like the greatest update, but they rely too much on admin abuses. I feel like them adding more level up lollipops in stock is just ruining the game by far. Something I also really wanted to talk about too is going to be the Severed Spine seed. This was a seed that was a part of the Halloween update. Now, this seed is badass. I love the name of it, Severed Spine. It looks cool. But this seed has one really issue. This seed can't get stolen from because the Reaper protects it. But this seed with certain mutations like Disco and Rainbow make this seed stealable, or any really mutations at all make this seed right here, the Severed Spine, stealable. And I wanted to kind of go over some ideas to kind of save Grow a Garden. My first idea is going to be something called like the favorite tool, but you can favorite a certain plant so it doesn't get stolen. If you guys don't know, in this game, you have to pay about 30-ish Robux. I think it's like 30 or 40 to steal a seed. Or steal a plant, not a seed. I'm sorry, guys. Now, I feel like with the Severed Spine, it would have been cool if it covered it, but if you have like certain mutations the plant can still get stolen, and it's just like it's a waste of time, and it's a waste of honestly potential effort. And I really, really wish they would have changed the Severed Spine because this seed is really, really cool. But back to my point. Like the favorite tool, you get like 5 uses, and what it does is you get the favorite certain plant that you. Sorry, I guys burped. You favorite a certain plant that you want to keep and refrain from stealing. That I feel like is really, really cool, and I feel like they should have done that in this update. I really feel like they need to add kind of more with the map physically. And another thing on why this game is dying is they're not really giving what the player base wants in return. They're not really caring about what people want. They're kind of money hungry, if I'm being honest, because I think they are partially owned by D-Beak Studios. But that's basically everything I'm going to cover in this video. There is a lot more that I am going to talk about, but that's kind of reframed from the actual details. Now, we're going to get into shekel trading. Shekel trading was a really, really cool idea. But as you guys can see here on the leaderboard, since my friend joined, me and him have an absurd amount of money that cannot fit in a calculator. He has almost 40 SX, and I almost have 16 SX. Which, if you don't know, is sextillion, for anyone that is wondering. The amount of fake shekels in this game is insane. It breaks the economy so much with shekels, because when you have like 15, 40 million, or 40 sextillion shekels, you can buy everything a gazillion times. You can buy like a gazillion Grandmasters and still have enough money to buy more. It's just ruining the economy. It's ruining the game. When they added shekel trading, that's when the game really started to kind of dip and dip and dip. And I really feel like this game has potential, but, you know, relying so much on admin abuses, relying so much on, like, weekly updates. And don't get me wrong, I love the updates that happen. But some of the updates are poo-poo pee-pee, refrain from being rude. Like the smithing update. You know, the smithing update was really, really cool. We got, you know, a new pet shard. You know, smith hammers, whatever the hell, or like a smith treat, a smith hammer of harvest, and a thunderbringer. Like, you know, we got new seeds, you know, we got a ton of new stuff. We got new pets, and I'm not going to really cap to you guys. The ruby squid and the diamond panther do look really, really cool. But this update is just, it's just bad. It's not really a good update. Reframe, and I'm not trying to be rude to anyone that loves this update. Guys, do not listen to him. He wanted to be in this video, so he's gonna be in this video. But I wanted to go in onto something also. When I go ahead and trade one of my friends, let me grab a trading ticket real quick. Anyone that is wondering about shekel trading, I'm gonna show you guys what shekel trading is. So I will trade my friend real quick. And if he ever accepts the goddamn trade, accept this trade. So you guys see in the bottom left of the screen, you have set shekels. What I can do is I can set like a certain amount, like 100 M, which would be in correlating with 100 million. Or, you know, 1B, which correlates with 1 billion. The reason why I think this is such a bad idea is buying pets, like exactly, as you can see here, 35 sextillion. You can trade that legitimately for some pretty dog shit pets. But this is also why the economy is so fucked in general. Refrain from my language. I'm sorry if I'm cussing too much. This game has, like I said, a lot of potential. But with shekel trading, this game, you know, just is not good. Especially with, like, you know, T-Rexes. You also have, like, the introduction of, you know, Dillos and stuff. A lot of people also make up their own goddamn prices for pets. Since when the hell did you have a corrupt kit? I did not know you had a corrupt sea kit. But that is something that I also feel like they need to work on ASAP, is fix the entirety of this game. Another thing that I wanted to talk about too in this video is they need to go ahead and fix the raccoon issue. If you guys don't know what I'm talking about, you're new to this game. The raccoon steals plants. And you can have an alt account with a single bone blossom worth like $14 gazillion. You can just sit in a private server with 2 auto clickers, and your raccoon steals it infinitely. And that's also why another thing, the economy in this game is just so ruined. No one really realizes, like, you have a lot of fake economies. And shout out to my boy. Make sure you subscribe to me on YouTube. Like this video if it ever decides to upload. And I probably will upload it sometime today or tomorrow. Recording this at like 12 o'clock at night, almost 1 in the morning. I wanted to also talk about something else with pets. And that is going to be with the tiger and with certain mutations. If you guys don't know, the tiger in this game is probably one of the most overpowered mutation pets because it literally gives you every single mutation in the game. Which in theoretical is really good, right? It defeats the fucking purpose of, like, anything in this game. It defeats the purpose. Yo, hold on. Yo, can I borrow your tiger real quick? I will give it right back. I just need it for this video. Appreciate it. But I will show you guys kind of what the tiger does in this video. So I can go ahead. Let me pick up, one of my butterflies. Go ahead and place the tiger down, and we're going to go ahead. We are going to view this pet, and we're going to see what it does. So the tiger. Every 12.43 minutes, the tiger roars, calls all pets in your garden to move towards, granting it 5,000 total XP shared across each pet, which is really, really good. But every 5 minutes, roars and 4 random mutations from your garden will be replaced with other random mutations that are better. The reason why I am not a huge fan of the tiger is it completely removes the purpose of, like, disco bees and butterflies, because disco bees give the disco mutation. This thing gives disco. And it kind of just removes the whole purpose of them. And I do not scam, by the way, guys. I'm a legit trader. But it kind of just repeats the purpose of, disco bees and butterflies in this game. And I really, really feel like if the tiger was kind of, not nerfed, but kind of like changed a little bit, I feel like it would have been, a lot better. Something I also really wanted to go over in this video as well with certain pets is going to be pet trading shekel value. Buying pets with shekels. No one is really going to do that when it comes to certain things because, no one is really going to be trading a disco bee for shekels. They're more looking for something that's going to benefit their value. And the economy in this game, like I said before, is completely and utterly fucked from all the fake shekels, all the shekel trading. You guys can see, my friend in the game has almost 40 sextillion, which is, like I said, a number you cannot fit on a damn calculator. He can go off and buy a gazillion Grandmaster sprinklers and still have enough to buy more. It is insane on how much money we have. And the economy is just so ruined, and them raising prices really is not doing anything beneficial to the new players. The new players in this game have to grind even more for the best seed. Let's say like a noob has enough for the Zebra Zinkle. The Zebra Zinkle, I don't know the direct price, but I think it's somewhere between 150 to 200 billion. No goddamn way a new player that just started is affording that. They're going to have to spend their whole entire mom's life saving just to buy it. And I also really wanted to talk about another thing too, is going to be the updates. They don't really change anything physically with the map. Yeah, we got the pet breaker, we got pet mutations, we got garden ascensions, but those, like, the only thing really that I use is pet mutations. That's like the only thing out of everything on the entire goddamn map that I use. And I also really feel like fence skins, like changing your fence skin to like ascended or laser, it's a cool idea. But, and yeah, the pet breaker sucks ass. It is such a bad intervention. I really feel like they need to start kind of doing what the player base wants more with the game in general. And to another thing about the fences, like, the fences is not a bad thing. It's really cool. You get to decorate your garden. Some players in this game are creative as hell when it comes to decorating. But it's just something that's like, is it useful? Is it not useful? Like, it's kind of one of those 50-50 things. Something I also wanted to talk about heavily is going to be the weekly updates. weekly updates happen every single week. They happen, I think, every single Saturday. I think weekly updates in this game happen. This video is half the time me yapping. I don't really care. But another thing too is going to be the Robux in this game is absolutely insane. I'm going to show you guys to the seed shop real quick. The Zebra Zinkle is 1,300 Robux. That's $20 for a single damn seed. The Crimson Thorn is $20 too. The Romanesco's, it is $20 literally. It's probably like 20, I don't know. But it's like they're so money hungry from D Big Studios. This seed is $20. You can buy goddamn Powerades with that money. You can buy a winning lottery ticket and get more lucky than this thing coming in stock. I also really wanted to talk about another thing, and that's going to be the gear shop. They don't have a gear shop or like a pet button, you know, which kind of reaffirms. But I feel like something they should also really add in this game is like event like teleporters. Like you're able to teleport to the pet breaker, like the pet mutations, like garden ascensions. And I really feel like they should add that in like the next update instead of having to walk 40 million miles back and forth. I know you can just, you know, once you go there you can teleport, but I feel like it would make it just so much better into the actual game's life cycle if this game really wants to live. I also wanted to talk about another thing with the pet eggs. The pet eggs recently got updated a teeny bit. If you don't know, the bug egg used to have a really low % chance of coming in stock. And this is also something I also really wanted to talk about with the dragonfly in this game. The dragonfly used to be one of the most loved pets, but now you don't see him on the face of the earth. You know why? Because, like I said, no hate to Jalate, but he releases like a gazillion bug eggs in stock every time he does admin abuse. And that, once again, ruins the economy for dragonflies. That's why dragonflies now are so common for like people who just started the game to have them, because no one really wants them. You know, and releasing, you know, 20 bug eggs, you know, 20, like 200 level up lollipops, it's just defeating the purpose of like grinding. And I'm not really going to cap, you know, I love some level up lollipops. Do I like 250 of them? No, not really. I just, you know, like one or two in stock, you know, get the pet levels up. I just feel like it's kind of just like relying so much on admin abuses that keep the game big. I know I said that a lot, but I'm spitting facts right now. Another thing I also wanted to talk about too is going to be recipes, like crafting in this game. They removed mutations, which sucks. It really sucks because some mutations were exclusive, like Glimmering, Vamp is an exclusive mutation you cannot get no more, Corrupt and Tranquil. I also wanted to talk about the Paradise Egg, the Anti-Bee Egg, and the Bee Egg in general. What I really feel like they should do is add those in the shop to buy with shekels. Now you may be asking yourself, wouldn't that ruin, you know, like Disco Bee, Butterflies, and Queen Bees? Potentially, but it would also mean, you know, you don't have to sit here and waste 2,500 in a goddamn bee egg just to, you know, have your high hopes up for a Disco Bee and a Butterfly. That I really feel like is just kind of pointless and a lot. And I really, like I said, guys, I really wish they would rely more on, you know, what the player base really wanted than what the community and what, you know, the developers and the admins of this game really want. Like I said, they relied too much on admin abuses. They relied too much on certain stuff. But I wanted to check out the shop real quick. You know, the shop has all this bling bling shit. You know, it's like you're going into a frat disco party. You know, like bling bling bling. Oh my god, oh my god. They added a lot of shit in here. Like, for an example, the Exotic Safari Seed Pack. For 10 packs, it's 1,600 Robux. That's crazy. That's like 50, like 20, 40 to $50. Like, that's wild. And the blacksmith bundle, you know, kind of pointless. I'm not going to lie. Just grind. Don't be a no-life. But I also really also wanted to talk about something that was potential in this game but was cut for obvious reasons. That is going to be rare seed trading. If you guys don't know what that is and you guys are living under a rock, no hate. Seed trading was potentially going to be in this game like trading, like the Princess Thorn, the Mummy's Hand, the Multi-Traps, the Maple Resin, the Zebra's Ankle, the Great Pumpkin Seed, Bone Blossom, so on and so on and so on. The reason why this got cut from the game was it would be really cool, but it would also be really, really pointless because then, rare seeds that were rare are not rare anymore. And, next thing you know, 5 gazillion people have, the rare seed in the game. Now, I also wanted to kind of talk about certain pets in general in this game. If you guys are not familiar, something they also really need to add in this game is being able to equip more pets. I feel like that would kind of just be 10 times cooler. If you can have, instead of like 8, you can have like 9, 10. Having more pets in your garden, I feel like would be really, really cool. And just a really cool kind of additive to this game in itself. Now, another thing I also, like I said, I wanted to get back on this topic is going to be there has not been a whole lot with the map physically changing. Yeah, we have, Pet Breaker, Garden Ascensions, and Pet Mutations. But the update is always in the middle. Always in the middle. We don't really have anything like, yeah, we have, new eggs and new seeds coming in stock. But we don't have, like, anything from an update that stays permanently. Yeah, like, if you go to your achievements, you have, like, the fairy event, which would give you the fairy fountain that you can still do the wishing wells. But, oh, yeah. I traded for 2 Disco Bees, exactly. But it's just adding stuff in this game that the community wants, but the community doesn't want. It's just kind of a clusterfuck, if you want me to go 100% honest. I also really wanted to talk about the pet incubator as well. If you don't know what the pet incubator does, you put a pet in and you have to feed it, and it basically boosts your pet's level when you're offline. It's very cool, but this goddamn process takes a long time. For an example, if your pet is above age 90, I think it takes like 4 in real life days to get it to the next level. It is just baffling. And some more things I did want to cover in this video is the money hungriness of Grow a Garden. And the updates themselves are not really fun. I'm not really going to lie to you guys. I hated the fairy update. I kind of hate this update too. No hate to anybody that really loves this update. I am just not a fan of this update. It's not a really good update. And like I said, every update, if we got something that would stay permanently, instead of shrinking the players down from 6 to 4, extend the map and start adding new things. Stop having everything in the goddamn corner where you have to walk 5 million steps as a fat man trying to go to Target. Put it somewhere else. Put it next to the damn pet mutations. Like, goddamn. Nothing with the map has changed physically. But I hope you guys really, really enjoyed this video. This is just kind of my take on why Grow a Garden is dying and failing kind of miserably. I'm going to cover some more Grow a Garden things in some other videos related to some off-topic stuff. But if you guys want to, go ahead and follow me at Twitch at DarthKnight36. Make sure you hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, hit the notification bell, because you're going to see a lot more rants and a lot more Call of Duty high rounds. So you guys have a blessed day. And let me know if I missed anything in this video. Have a good day, y'all.